Welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 30th of March for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, I'd be really grateful if you did so now. Because of the illness I've had over the last 5 years, it does mean that I've got a little bit behind on YouTube, even though I've been on the channel for 10 years. Any subs give signals to YouTube to share my videos more, so much appreciate your help. Comments or likes welcome too. I do interact with everyone. This week begins in dramatic fashion with Mars, the planet of drive, moving into the sign of Aquarius, where it instantly connects with Saturn, and they're going to be side by side for the whole of this week. Mars is about action, and it's about our desire to show who we are as individuals, but in the sign of Aquarius, which is much more to do with community, and its conjunction with Saturn, I think this is an opportunity for us all to come together in some kind of a combined effort. And the obvious way that this can happen is going to be around the COVID-19 crisis. So I think we're getting more information coming in, and that's going to help some of the response to become more efficient and more urgent in some ways, but also more effective. But in a purely personal situation, Mars combining with Saturn in this area is a great opportunity to think about our longer term futures. And if we can work hard, but also work hard for the good of others as well as ourselves, then that's a good signal that we can gain from this combination. But in a more romantic context, as Venus in the first half of this week forges its continuing superb link with Pluto and also Jupiter, there could be a good news story developing for some people when it comes to their love life or social situation. But when Venus, Jupiter and Pluto are together in this positive way in Earth signs, as they are in Taurus with Venus and Jupiter and Pluto in Capricorn, it's a time for tangible progress. And yet in the second half of this week, as Neptune is joined by Mercury, as Mercury speeds up after its recent retrograde, there could be the potential for some blurry communications, for things not to be quite so clear. So if you do encounter someone that you really like, and they're making your pulse race all the quicker, just let the relationship go at its own pace. I wouldn't be in too much of a hurry to work out how you really feel. Just enjoy the moment. And generally, for all of us, if we are sending emails or letters or talking about contracts or having important discussions, we just need to be aware that Neptune can diminish the clarity of Mercury, particularly Mercury in Pisces, where it's not at its best. So there is the potential to read information wrong, to lack comprehension in some of our communications. But I think generally this combination between Mars and Saturn is very positive, and the Sun's journey through the sign of Aries is asking us to keep initiating new ways of approaching things. But on Wednesday we do have a quarter moon in the tender sign of Cancer, and this just suggests that any new initiatives we take, or if we're planning those longer term plans, it needs to be right for us at a more emotional level. So sometimes we can do things because we have desire, because we have ambition, but they're not necessarily things that suit us at a more personal level at that particular juncture. And it is possible that someone close to us could be a little bit of a wet blanket when it comes to a new idea, a new initiative, or enthusiasm that we're putting into a situation. So we just need to be aware that there could be a bit of push and pull between loved ones and our personal desires in the second half of this week. Your specific forecast, Aries, suggests that if you've been working patiently, persistently, and consistently towards a major goal, you could see in the first half of this week real progress. But you can't expect this in every situation, because I do feel it's possible in the second half of this week, someone rather emotional or clingy who, or from your viewpoint, tends to distort the reality, may actually prove quite tricky to deal with. But the more logical side of your nature can come out this week, and that can help you to set your longer term goals in a very clear-minded way. But I have to say, if there are or is a friend or a group situation which hasn't been working so well for you, you may decide that it is time to call a halt. Pleasingly, the quarter moon on Wednesday is in the most sensitive part of your horoscope, and that's just reminding you of the need to stay in touch with your deeper feelings. You are someone who likes to really go for it. You can be a very dramatic person, enormous determination and charisma, but it is important also to embrace the more sensitive and sometimes vulnerable side of your nature. And if you need to do that, certainly don't be hung up about it. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like to subscribe to my monthly astrology magazine and regular astrology updates, or also your daily free horoscope, please see the link beneath this video. You can also order your 12-month personal horoscope and also your character analysis based on your time, date and place of birth, and get a 30% discount. Or you can choose to have a one-to-one consultation with me. Again, please see underneath this video in the links.